The first time Amelia Sterling saw Ethan Blackwood, she thought fate had finally decided to be kind. The charity gala glittered beneath crystal chandeliers, every surface reflecting wealth and prestige. Politicians mingled with business moguls. The city's elite floated from conversation to conversation, while servers carried trays of champagne through the crowd. Amelia hated these events. As the sole heir to the Sterling fortune, she attended because she had to. Her father had built Sterling International into one of the country's largest investment firms before his death 5 years earlier. Since then, every man who approached her seemed interested in one thing. Not her. Her money. So when Ethan Blackwood appeared beside her and accidentally spilled a few drops of champagne on his own suit while trying to avoid bumping into her, she laughed despite herself. "Wonderful," he said, staring at the stain. "A suit worth more than my first car. Ruined." Amelia raised an eyebrow. "You sound devastated." "I am devastated, mostly because my tailor will never let me hear the end of it." His smile was easy and genuine. Or so it seemed. For the first time that evening, Amelia found herself enjoying a conversation. Ethan wasn't pushy. He didn't ask about her company. He didn't mention her wealth. Instead, they discussed books, travel, and the absurdity of high society events. When the night ended, he simply said, "I enjoyed talking to you." Then he walked away. No request for her number. No attempt to impress her. Nothing. Amelia spent the entire drive home thinking about him. And Ethan knew she would. Because everything had gone exactly according to plan. 2 miles away, in a rundown apartment building on the edge of the city, Ethan entered a cramped room that smelled of mildew and old paint. The expensive tuxedo disappeared first. Then the designer watch. Then the polished shoes. Within minutes, the wealthy gentleman Amelia had met vanished. In his place stood a man wearing faded jeans and a threadbare shirt. A man with barely $300 in his bank account. A man drowning in debt. Ethan dropped into a chair and opened a notebook. Across the front page, written in bold letters, was a single name: Amelia Sterling. Below it was a list: favorite charities, favorite restaurants, friends, business associates, daily schedule, everything he had spent months collecting. He smiled. The hunt had officially begun. Over the next year, Ethan became a constant presence in Amelia's life. Not too much, just enough. A chance meeting at a bookstore, an encounter at a charity fundraiser, a surprise introduction through mutual acquaintances. Each meeting seemed accidental. None of them were. Ethan had planned every detail. He learned which coffee shop she visited every Thursday morning. He memorized her favorite authors. He knew what flowers she liked, what movies made her cry, what memories made her smile. He became exactly the man she wanted, and Amelia fell in love. Slowly, completely, irrevocably. Her friends adored him. Her staff respected him. Even her notoriously skeptical attorney approved. "Ethan seems different." Her attorney, Victor Hayes, remarked one afternoon. "Different how?" Amelia asked. "He doesn't appear interested in your money." Amelia smiled. "That's because he isn't." Victor nodded. But something in his eyes suggested uncertainty, a feeling he couldn't quite explain. 6 months into their relationship, Ethan proposed. Not on a yacht, not in Paris, not beneath fireworks. Instead, he took Amelia to the small public park where they'd shared their first real date. The sun was setting. The sky glowed gold, and Ethan dropped to one knee. Tears filled Amelia's eyes before he even spoke. "Amelia Sterling," he said softly, "you've made every day brighter than the one before it." His voice trembled convincingly. "I don't care about your fortune." "True. Not directly." "I care about you." "A lie. But I would spend the rest of my life proving it if you'll let me." The ring sparkled. Amelia said yes. Immediately. The wedding became the social event of the year. Hundreds attended. News outlets covered every detail. The city's elite celebrated what appeared to be the perfect romance. Amelia looked radiant. Ethan looked devoted. Nobody noticed the faint smile that crossed his face when the marriage certificate was signed. Because for Ethan, the wedding wasn't the ending. It was the beginning. The beginning of the largest con he'd ever attempted. And the most dangerous. 3 weeks after the wedding, Ethan drove far beyond the city limits. The road narrowed, trees swallowed the landscape. Eventually, he reached an isolated farmhouse hidden from public view. No neighbors, no witnesses, no visitors. He unlocked the front door and stepped inside. The house appeared abandoned. Dust covered the furniture. The windows remained boarded shut. But Ethan wasn't interested in the house. He walked directly to a locked steel door concealed beneath a rug. Removing a key from his pocket, he unlocked it. The door creaked open. A set of stairs descended into darkness. Ethan switched on a light. At the bottom sat a small cellar, and inside that cellar was a man. His beard had grown long. His clothes were dirty. His eyes burned with hatred. When he saw Ethan, he stood instantly. "You can't keep me here forever." Ethan laughed. "I only need a little longer." The prisoner gripped the bars of a reinforced enclosure. "People will find me." "No," Ethan replied calmly. "They won't." The captive lunged forward. "You stole my life." Ethan's smile widened. "Actually, I improved it." The prisoner looked ready to kill him. Because everything he said was true. Ethan had stolen his life, his identity, his name, his wealth, everything. And now he was using it to gain access to something even bigger, the Sterling fortune. Ethan checked his watch. "I should get back. My wife will wonder where I am." The prisoner froze. His eyes widened. "No." Ethan turned toward the stairs. "No what?" "You married her?" Ethan glanced back. The expression on his face was chilling. 3 weeks ago." The prisoner looked horrified, as if he suddenly understood the full scope of the plan, as if he finally realized someone else was now in danger. Ethan climbed the stairs. The cellar door slammed shut. The lock clicked. And from beneath the floor came the sound of desperate shouting. But nobody could hear it. Nobody except Ethan. And he simply smiled as he drove away into the night. Because Amelia Sterling had no idea she had married an imposter. And if Ethan succeeded, she would soon sign away everything she owned.